Hey guys, and welcome back to another short mobility flow. For this session, you're just going to need a PVC pipe, strap, item of clothing, belt, scarf, pair of leggings even, and then just some space on the floor, a mat if you have one, and whenever you're ready, come and join me in Tadasana and we'll begin. Your mats and grab a hold. We'll start off with the strap. We're just going to do 10 pass-throughs. So wrapping one end of the strap around one hand, grabbing the other end with the other, taking quite a wide grip to begin with, and you're just simply going to think about drawing those ribs down, tucking that tailbone under and having that nice solid Tadasana stance that we all begin in, and then inhaling as you lift it all the way up, take it back behind, tap behind you, and then lift it all the way back up and over, tap in front of you. So we're just going to do 10 of those. Just be careful as you do this not to let your ribs flare out and arch. Try and keep them locked down and in so that the movement is coming just from the shoulders. As you move slowly through this, you might find that your shoulders begin to loosen a little bit. And if you want to, you can just take half a twist in or however much, just narrow that grip and get deeper into that mobility, challenge your mobility. So we'll go for 3 more. Just gently bringing it up and over, tapping behind, tapping in front. Last one. And then remove your hands from that strap. Put it to one side. You might want it later, you might not. And then just take your hands out in a T-shaped position, palms facing down. So you're going to actively stretch the arms out, palms facing down, activate the hands, then bring them back in, palms facing up, twisting the arms upright. So we're just going to do 5 palms down, palms up. So you should feel this quite a lot in your shoulders. It's just getting the blood flow going. So 1 more each way. And then come all the way back to center, release the arms, shake it all out. Inhale as you lift the hands all the way up. Exhale as you come all the way down into your Uttanasana forward fold. So we'll take the ragdoll variation. So draw the chest over the thighs, bend the knees, take opposite hand to opposite elbow. Just take a moment in ragdoll as you open up the lower back, the hips, the glutes and the hamstrings as well. And just let the head hang. Try and release any tension from the shoulders. Let the weight of the head pull the neck and lengthen the neck. From here, you're just going to take the hands all the way to the floor, step back to your down facing dog position. We're going to do a bent knees down facing dog today. So spread the fingers, bend the knees and press the head through the arms. From here, think about pulling the shoulder blades apart so you're creating a nice broad upper back and pressing the head towards the floor as you point the tailbone towards the ceiling and find a nice long spine. So keep those knees bent. You're just going to pounce or bounce through those arms, pulsing the head towards the floor, opening up the shoulders, but keeping that good position and try and use this position in every down facing dog that you do with that nice broad upper back. So you should feel that your head has been released or your neck has been released from your shoulders and you've got more length. Come to neutral and then just gently pedal out the feet as we're here. Enjoy the stretch in the calves, the hips, the hamstrings. This session is focused on just the shoulders mostly, so you're going to get a nice deep stretch. And then we're going to come down onto our hands and knees. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to take the left foot outside of the left hand. Think about setting yourself up in that nice kind of short lunging stance, and then we're going to reach forwards, palm facing down with the left hand as we inhale, exhale to sweep it over to the right, inhale back to center, exhale, sweep over to the right. So we're going to do 5 sweeps to the right in total with our palm facing down. And then when you've done 5, come back to center, palm facing up, exhale, sweep over to the right. So you should feel that palm facing down is more on your shoulder and your upper back, and the palm facing up is now more in your hip and your mid back. Release the hand, and then we're going to come back to that kneeling position and switch sides. So right foot comes outside of right hand. Find yourself in that nice short lunge stance, and then inhale as you reach forwards, palm facing down, sweep over to the right. Feel that stretch in the upper back. 5 sweeps. Sorry, sweep over to the left. Last one, and then come back to center. Inhale as you reach forwards with the palm facing up. Sweep over again to the left 5 times. Last one. And then just come back to center. We're going to come in to thread the needles. So we're going to take the left arm all the way through and under, bringing the shoulder to the floor, looking out underneath the armpit as you exhale. And then as we inhale, we're going to lift and twist towards the ceiling with that left hand all the way up and back. Exhale to reach. We're going to do this 3 times. Inhale to lift and twist. Exhale to reach. Inhale to lift and twist, and then this time we're just going to exhale to reach and stay there for 5 deep breaths, really focusing on reaching that arm through, finding that stretch across the upper back, deep into the shoulder, into the rotator cuff. We've probably got 1 or 2 breaths left to go. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then slowly come back to center. We're going to do the same on this other side now. So inhale as you lift the right arm up. Exhale as you thread it through, tapping that shoulder to the floor, looking out under the left armpit. Inhale to lift and reach. Exhale to thread. Inhale to lift. Exhale to thread. Last one, inhale to lift. And then exhale to thread. And hold for 5 deep breaths. Really feel that stretch in the other shoulder this time. Notice if there's any differences. Use the breath to help you melt the body deeper into the ground. You've probably got 1 or 2 more breaths to go. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then slowly inhale as you come up into a kneeling position. From here, we're just going to sit in hero pose. So option to sit straight back on your heels, or take the feet out to the side and just shuffle the bum down in between the foot, in between the space that you've just created with your feet. Just be careful there's no pain in the knees. You should just feel this stretch in the quads. From here, we're just going to roll the shoulders back and down, maybe 5 times backwards. And then 5 times forwards. When you've done 5 times in each direction, we're going to take the left arm out in front of us, right arm comes over the top, cross at the elbows, wrap the hands, finding your eagle arms position. Inhale to lift. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, exhale, release, and then switch sides. So left arm comes over the top of right, wrapping the hands. If you can't quite get the palms together, then just grab a hold of the thumb or wherever you can, or use your strap even, and then inhale to lift, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale as you come all the way back up. Onto your hands and knees, reaching forwards now with your hands to the front of the mat, and then we're going to exhale as we sit back into extended child's pose. Forehead to the floor, reach forwards as far as you can, take a nice deep breath all the way in, feel that expansion across the upper back as you inhale. 1 more deep breath all the way in. Exhale and walk the hands all the way over to the left. Find that stretch in the right side body. Take 2 deep breaths. When you've taken those 2 deep breaths, on the next inhale, walk the hands all the way back to center and then all the way over to the right. Find that stretch in the left side body. Take 2 more deep breaths. Walk the hands all the way back to center after that second deep breath as you inhale. And then think about scooping the chest along the floor. We're going to come into a prone position, but see if you can scoop the chest along the floor, coming up, maybe into cobra first, finding that mini back bend, and then exhale as you release yourself to the floor, finding yourselves on your front. Take your hands out wide now in a T-shaped position, palms facing down, and you can either put chin to the floor or forehead to the floor, wherever you are comfortable. We're going to inhale as we lift the left leg up and over, reaching it all the way to the right. See if you can touch the right hand or just leave it to kind of hang there in the air. And with the left hand, you can press underneath the shoulder to just increase the stretch down that right arm. So you should feel this in your chest, your shoulder, and maybe even down into the bicep as well. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then inhale as you come all the way back up to center, release the leg to the floor, take the left arm back out long, and we're going to repeat on the other side. So inhale to lift the right leg up and over, exhale as you let it come all the way down towards that left hand, and then using that right hand underneath the right shoulder, just open up that left arm, chest, shoulder, upper body, you're getting into there, and just hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale as you come all the way back up to center. Exhale, release the hands and sit back to that extended child's pose again. This time we're going to bring our elbows to the floor, palms come together, and then just walk the elbows forwards. Maybe just lift off the heels just slightly and then pull back into the hips as you find a stretch down the backs of the arms. So it's an extended variation of child's pose with prayer hands. And just take 3 deep breaths, pulling back into those triceps, finding that stretch, noticing any tightness. 1 last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then release the hands. We're going to move into puppy pose. So option 1, to sit back in extended child's pose. And if this is enough for you today, then feel free to stay here. If you want to go further, come slightly off the heels, drop the chin to the floor and look towards the front of the mat, keeping the hips way back behind the knees. Take a couple of deep breaths as you relax into the thoracic and cervical spine. Last deep breath all the way in. And if you're comfortable and you want to stay here, stay here. If you want to go further, then start to slide the chest through all the way to the floor, keeping those hips stacked above the knees, reaching for the front of the mat, even holding the front of the mat if you need to, so that you can push back into that spinal bend. You shouldn't feel any bending in your lower back. It should all be in your upper back. If you can feel it in your lower back, you've gone too far. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale as you slowly come up and out of that. And then we're going to come around into a seated position on our mats. So we're going to come into half lotus pose. So I'm going to face you guys so you can see what I'm doing for this one. So option 1, you can just sit cross-legged. We're going to have the right leg underneath. The left leg for option 2 is going to come into half lotus pose. So you're going to bring that foot, the sole of the foot is facing upwards and you're bringing it into your hip crease. So you're getting a stretch in the ankles as well. If you want to go into full lotus and mobility allows, you can try and cross that right leg over. But for me, my ankles certainly won't allow it. So from here, getting a nice stretch in the ankles, we're going to take the right arm up and back, reaching it back behind us, taking the left hand to the elbow and just gently holding. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release, and then we're going to switch sides. So gently unravel the legs. If you just sat cross-legged, switch them over. If you're in that half lotus, bring that right sole of the foot up in towards your hip crease. Let the knee travel down towards the floor. Set yourself up, and then when you're ready, left hand goes up and back, right hand to the elbow, and again just holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, exhale, release. From here, we're going to come into cow face pose. So unravel the legs, take the feet straight out in front of you. We're going to take the right leg underneath the leg and underneath the left, and then stack the left knee on top of the right. So if you need to, just come forwards, crisscross the knees and sit back in that space. If mobility doesn't allow, you can always have that left foot just placed on the floor, or even extend that right leg out underneath. So pick the variation on the legs that suits you. If you don't want to do the legs and just focus on the shoulders, that's fine. We're now going to go into cow face pose with the arms. So we're taking the right arm up, left arm goes out and to the side. Reach back, see if you can interlace those fingers. And again, just hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release. We're going to unravel the legs and switch sides. So you're doing the exact same thing again. So left leg goes under, right leg goes over, crisscross those knees if you need to, and sit back, or sit with the legs however you needed to. And then the left arm goes up, the right arm goes out to the side, and you might find that it's different from one side to the other as you reach back and try and interlace those fingers. So this is where you could use a strap if you want to. The trick with this is try not to lean forwards as you do this. Try and keep nice and upright, because by leaning forwards, you're actually increasing the distance you have to reach. Hold for another 3, 2, 1, and then exhale, release, unravel the arms, unravel the legs, and we're going to come into the rack stretch. So taking the feet straight out in front of us, you can have the soles of the feet on the floor if you prefer, wherever you need to be. Taking the hands behind you, fingertips pointing away. Think about lifting and arching slightly through the back as you look up towards the ceiling. Lift your heart towards the ceiling and find that stretch across the shoulders, and just take 3 deep breaths. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then slowly bring yourself all the way back up. And we're going to come down into a supine twist. So coming down all the way onto your backs, taking the arms out wide now, palms facing down, and really think about gluing those shoulders to the floor. We're going to inhale as we lift the knees and feet off the floor, finding that 90-degree bend. And then exhale as you drop the knees all the way over to the left. Inhale to lift and twist the head towards the right. Make sure those shoulders are glued to the floor. If you want to, you could try and cactus the arms as well, wherever you need to be, and you can press down on that outer thigh, let gravity do the work, or extend that top leg and cradle it in the opposite hand. Take 5 deep breaths. And really use that breath to massage your internal organs, so feel it working your insides, and really use the exhale to let everything melt deeper into the mat, sink deeper into the stretch. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then slowly inhale as you lift your head and your shoulders back to center. Exhale as you drop the knees all the way over towards the right. Inhale to lift and twist the head to look towards the left. Again, you can press down on that outer thigh. Let gravity do the work, or extend that top leg, or even cactus the arms wherever you need to be. And just take 5 deep breaths. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then just slowly release that foot. Inhale as you lift the knees all the way back up to center and the head, and then just hug the knees in tight. Rock from side to side, massage that lower back. And then whenever you're ready, we're just gently going to roll over onto the right side of our bodies. Come all the way up to seated. Finding yourself back in the center of the mat in a seated position, we're going to inhale as we lift the hands up above the head, palms together at the top. And as we exhale, bringing the hands to the forehead, kind thoughts. To the lips, kind words. To the heart, kind feelings. Namaste.